another part where you guys are gonna choose what plant you want to taste, and we prepare them and have everybody's gonna have their own infusion, and if there's some plants left, you're gonna be able to take them home with you. So I forgot to introduce myself. So my name is Alita. Some of you know me, some of you don't. I'm an herbalist. What I do is I just spend my time studying medicinal plants, and what I want to do today is to share my passion with what I want to do. So I'm also the creator of a herbal remedy line called Raiz, and they're all there today, so you're going to be able later to see what I have and take home some of them if you want to. So first of all, I will pass those documents. So I prepared a document for you where you're going to be able to follow with me and take it home. And all of the plants are here with their medicinal properties and some on how to use them, but if you want to take some notes, you can also take some notes. While you do this, the Dominican Republic, and they have this garden growing. They grow their food to use in the restaurant, and they have this amazing little plant. It's called the Buddha plant. So what I do is that I come every day here to have my walk, and when I come here, I like to connect with nature, so I give my respect to them. So we're going to be harvesting today. When we harvest plants, we want to ask their permission before we're going to take them, because when we work with the plants this way, they're giving their life force back. So we can give a prayer, we can give, we offer something. I'm gonna burn one of the best incense that I have, and this is what we're giving back, you know. And my lighter is not functioning right now. Does somebody have? Yeah, maybe. Thank you. So this is a way of giving back, you know. They're gonna give their aroma, they're gonna be giving their chi, their vital force. So I'm gonna give them back a beautiful and amazing scent. And this way we're entering into a friendly exchange. This is how I like to do it, and I learned how to do it. And now, the entrance is through, we can pass through here. So follow me, my friend. Buddha path is a place where we can come and find peace. And here we have our first little friend. Come on. So this little friend know about. It's called in Dominican. So we have the names here in English. The botanical name that is really important to know, because if you travel in another place, the name will change. But if you know the botanical name, you can always make sure that it is the right plant you are talking about. So here in the Dominican Republic, this is called maguey morado. And in English, it has different names. You have boat lily, you also have moises in a cradle. And it's called this way because if you can come closer, everybody, so we can really see the plant closer. Because the more you look at the details, the more you're going to be able to recognize the plant in another time. And making sure that you recognize the plant is important, because you don't want to take another plant thinking that it is another one. You know, you want to make sure it's the right one. So this one, Moises in the Cradle, why? Because if you look at the flowers, you see it's like a little Moises in his basket. This is why it's called this way. And we're gonna be using from this plant the whole plant, so the leaves and the flowers. So how to recognize it? You can see it's purple in under it and green above. It's kind of a succulent, so it's like a little bit thick, and I suggest you to touch if you want, so that you can be more familiar with the plant. So you see the flowers are in the center. The plant is a rosette, so it grows really close to the ground, and it grows almost anywhere. In this case, it's growing over rocks. So what can it tell you? It's a powerful plant that has a lot of vital force, because it doesn't matter what type of bottom it is, it's growing anyways. Another name that they give to this plant is sanguínea. Sanguínea from the word sangre in Spanish, that means blood. What it does internally and externally, it stops bleeding. And this is amazing, and this plant grows almost everywhere. So I don't know if some of you saw this plant before. Is it the first time, or the plant already called your attention before? Because you see there's millions of plants, but some of them are going to be calling our attention. So be aware of what plants are calling your attention, because those are the ones that they have something to offer to you, or you know, there's an interaction that is happening. So what we'll do, so that the talk is not too long in the garden, I'm going to harvest them, and we're gonna keep on going, and then when we'll go back, we'll go through the more details about them. So maybe somebody can help me to cut, because Kingston, the gardener, was supposed to do this, but I don't see him. We might find him later on. See. Thank you very much. So some leaves and flowers too, and I can give you fresh young leaves. So how to know what is good to take? Normally we like to use the young leaves. Why? Because the vital force of the plant is mostly there. The plant has already given everything to the older leaves, and it's giving more to the young leaves. So the fresh one, the soft ones.
So like,
exactly. Take some.
like how many?
Yeah, exactly. Because at the end, you're going to be choosing which one you want to use in your infusion. So maybe some of you are going to be interested into using this one.
The flower too, or no?
Yeah, some flowers too. Okay. I think it's going to be fast. Lengua de vaca or lengua de mi suegra, which means the cow tongue or the tongue of my mother-in-law. It is not used a lot medicinally, but in the Brazilian culture they grow this plant a lot just to have as a protector of the space. You know, in the Dominican Republic, people use the aloe as a protector. They always have it hanging into their business or into their house. So you can see where spirituality and the plant kingdom meets, because people will think that a plant can protect them from something, or they burn woods to ward from evil spirits, like sage, like Palo Santo. And on the other side, I want you to look at these little ones. They're growing almost everywhere. Okay, do you guys recognize this plant here?
Almendra.
Almendra, it's called tropical almond, because it's not exactly like the regular almond that people who come from outside this country know. You know, the almonds we find in California, the fruit is a bit rounder. The tropical almond, they like to grow in a sandy soil. They like to be, you know, they like the sandy soil. So we're gonna find them a lot by the sea, by the beach. And these are little ones, and it's so easy for them to grow, because if you look at the moms and dads above us, they throw their little almonds And I don't know, maybe you see, these are the fruits, okay, of the almond. I'm gonna pass them so you can see, touch, feel. Here you go. So the almonds, we eat the fruit. Dominicans use them a lot into doing some dulces. We find astringents in green tea. We find astringents in red wine. You know when you drink red wine and you feel that your mouth gets dry? Okay? This is because of the tannin. A tannin is a compound that you find in the plant that dries the tissues. So the almond tree has a lot of tannin in the leaves, in the bark, and in the fruit too. So why would we want to dry places of our body? Example, if we have diarrhea. If you have diarrhea, you have an excess of liquid and you have to dry this condition. So you want to use plants that are astringent, which means that contains a lot of tannin, and you can drink them. So we would be able to drink an infusion or a soft decoction of the leaves, the bark, or even the fruits. Another situation where we need to dry is if we're bleeding. So in any hemorrhage, or if you're bleeding too much when you have your period, or if you cut yourself and you're bleeding, you can prepare, you can take the bark and mash it and make a powder, and you can apply it on a bleeding wound, and this will stop bleeding, because what it does is that it dries the tissues. And that's a good thing for you to know. If at any other time you find a plant, when you taste it, you feel the drying action in your mouth, well, know that it's an astringent plant, like witch hazel is an astringent plant, and that it's going to dry your terrain, so it's going to be good for any excess liquid, fluid, or blood situation. So it's a good one to remember, because there are different characteristics in the plants that we're going to go through later on, where when you know them, you know what plant has what characteristics, and they're all written down there. And then, so what does it do and what conditions does it help for? It's going to be easier for you to be more confident into using the plants and into knowing what they do without having to look for it in a book. You know, I call it the arm of the plant, but we can also grow it, and it not only it grows here easily, but it grows almost in any house indoor easily. So aloe, you'd be surprised to know that there's many species of aloe, and some of them we're used to see ones that are about 50 centimeters to 70 centimeters. But some species of aloe can grow up to 10 meters. Did you know that? I was surprised when I knew about this. So it's a cactus, and what do you guys know about aloe? Why do you use aloe normally?
Sunburns.
Sunburns, exactly.
For the skin.
In general.
In general, like for example.
General skin
Irritated.
issues, exactly. Why sunburns? Because in plants, we have the energetics of plants. Some plants are warming, like ginger, like cayenne. Some plants are cooling. And this is a cooling plant. It has a cooling effect. So any cooling plants are good to use. It can be externally when we have skin conditions. So it could be a rash, it could be a sunburns, when there's heat, when there's fire. We can use this cooling effect. But we can also use them internally when there's fire, and that fire can be any internal inflammation or fever. So what I like to do with the sabila is to use it for my skin as a facial mask. So what I'll do, I'm going to give you this amazing recipe. I use one little arm, okay? You peel it, you take the gel that is inside and you blend it with your favorite oil. It could be jojoba oil, coconut oil, almond oil, and then you can add any essential oils that you like. Some ones that are good for the face are lavender or rose geranium, and sure that your skin cells get regenerated and you heal your burned skin from the sun. So it's amazing. It feels good. We can also use it on wounds. But what happens is that the aloe, which is called here sabila, will tend to close the wound. So if you have an open wound and you did not clean it enough, what will happen is that it might get infected and you might get an abscess. So make sure you clean your wound well before applying aloe, and that can be done with preparation of antiseptic plants, and we're going to be seeing some of them later. So say you have a wound, right? You're going to prepare an antiseptic infusion where you're going to wash your wound with it, and then you can apply your sabila to heal the wound and close the wound. So it's really important to know, because it happened to me with a motoconcho wound, and I applied sabila right away. It made a crust. I was happy to see it was healing, but inside it was still infected, and then it got ugly and I had to take the crust off. We don't want that to happen, so just make sure to disinfect it well before. Internally, it's a power, something that is specific to sabila. Who have tried aloe before? Okay, who did not then? Who never tried sabila before?
Internally?
Yes. You don't know about the taste. Nobody told you about the taste.
No. Okay. Bitter, no?
Super bitter. Exactly. It is extremely bitter, and bitterness is good, because bitterness, what it does, it's that once your tasting buds feel bitterness, it sends a message to your digestive system to start producing gastric juices. So it's going to enhance your digestion. So for people who have a bad, low digestion, a slow digestion, using bitter plants like sabila will help improve your digestion. So you can use it this way. It's also good to help with your menstrual pain. If you feel that you have menstrual pain, you can use sabila too. Another one is because of the bitter taste. In the Dominican Republic, or in other countries too, when the moms want to stop giving breast milk to their babies, they're gonna apply sabila on their breast, and then the baby comes, and when they start, they want to drink, it tastes so bad that they stop this way. So it's a good way to do this for the breast milk, but also if they're sucking on their tongue, you know, le pones el sabilón, sabila, and the solution is there. So that's for sabila. I don't think nobody's gonna want to do any infusion with this plant, so I'm just not gonna harvest it. And it's small too. If you see, when it has the little white spots, it means they're still babies. You want to make sure that they have no more white spots, and then they're full-grown adult plants before you use them, so you can get the full benefits of the.
So sabila is kind of opposite than the other ones.
What?
Sabila is a little opposite than the other ones, because the other plants you see, we wanted small plants.
Exactly.
And
this
we
one
want a
needs
full-grown.
exactly the full grown. And I don't know if you've noticed too, there's little babies growing with them. So they like to have to be in family. So if you want to grow sabila at home, make sure that if somebody gifts you one plant, okay, have a big pot, because they're going to be throwing babies everywhere and they feel happy when they're in family. So, and if you want to give a baby away, make sure it has a year or two before you give it, because they really thrive by being together. And that's a message right there. So, this one here, who knows what's the name of this plant? Noni. Who said guanabana? I heard guanabana.
Isn't that what it is?
Guanabana is a taller tree and the fruits are bigger.
Oh.
And in English it's soursop. This one is called noni. Some people call it la fruta del diablo, but I don't see why. So noni, a lot of you, why do you know noni?
The beach walks? Like from beach walks?
From beach
Yeah,
walk?
they're all over the
Or
beach.
drinking noni shots.
I drink it with the coffee and something else.
You drink it with coffee too?
Really good.
Good. Noni is an intense plant to my taste. You have a fruit. This one was up on the floor, right?
Yeah.
So this is okay. I'm gonna touch it. So this is the fruit. It smells like rancid cheese, and but it's a miraculous plant. It heals, as they say here. The Haitian says it heals more than 100 illnesses, and it's antimicrobial. We know it mostly because of it's antimicrobial and immunostimulant. So it's gonna boost your immune system. This is why a lot of people like to drink it. You can prepare juices from it. I'm gonna pass it so you can, if you want. Who wants to touch and see? You already know. Good. Yeah, you? Okay. You're brave. Wow. Okay.
Smell it.
So harvesting noni so you can take it later. Drink it later. Anyone wants noni?
Yeah.
You do? Yeah, okay. So here. Las hojas, vamos a llevarlas. Quizás sí sería buena, pero no mezclar con... It's okay because I'm doing this. Alright. So let's have a look at this beautiful plant that is growing here. It's a rampant plant. Okay, who knows which plant is this? Aoyama, exactly, it's pumpkin. And we're gonna be able to see the fruits more there. The pumpkin, we normally use the fruits. We eat the pumpkin, right? Pumpkin is full of beta-carotene. You know when a fruit has beta-carotene because of the orange color, like carrots. And eating a lot of beta-carotene gives a beautiful orangey tan. So who knows why do we use the pumpkin seeds? Who has used pumpkin seeds as a medicine before?
For intestinal amoeba and
Yeah,
parasites.
amoebas.
Exactly. If you have any parasites in your digestive tract, a good way to go is to consume the seeds. You can also just prepare an infusion of the seeds with the flesh of the pumpkin and drink it, and that's going to be able to kill parasites and worms in your digestive system. Let's see if there you can also fill them. People here fill them with meat and rice, and then they just cook them in it. Or I heard like a cashew cheese, a vegan cheese, and you can fill them and then serve. So these are also, yeah, it's also a way. It's also edible. There's another little friend here, and it's a tiny one. Have you ever noticed this plant before? This one here?
Curly flowers.
Yeah. Do you see this? This is called rabo de alacrán, which means the tail of a scorpion. El rabo de alacrán. And this one is new. This is a new plant that I've been seeing growing around us. And in English, it's Indian heliotrope, exactly. So rabo de alacrán is what they call it because of the look, of how it looks. And this one is an antibacterial, so we're gonna be using it, the juice of the plant, we're gonna be using it to apply externally on any skin infection. So if you look, Indian heliotrope is the name. In the properties, it's good for fever, uric acid, and kidney stones. So it drains, it helps to drain, it helps to cool the system. So we're gonna take you, my little friend. There's more of the family, I saw them there. This one is alone, so if you want to sacrifice for the cause. Yeah, maybe. Yeah. No! Thank you, my little one. Alright. So, essential oils, fans, you can come and see. So, who do we have here? Can somebody tell me?
Lemongrass.
Limoncillo, lemongrass. So, what do you know about lemongrass?
Delicious.
Energizing.
It tastes good. Mosquito repellent, exactly.
It's also citronella, right? Or not?
Citronella is a la citronella. Limoncillo, citronella, le dicen así también en francés, sí, citronella. So I'm gonna pass a leaf, okay? So aromatic plants, they like to be cut, okay? So you want to break the cells so that you can get the aroma. So what a good thing about this is that you can plant them around your house and it's gonna repel mosquitoes. So imagine, you know, instead of planting just beautiful trees to look good, you can plant these and mosquitoes won't come close to your house. You can extract the essential oils too and then have the essential oil, blend them and use it as a mosquito repellent. But in the Dominican Republic, they like to use it for any fever, cough, flu. You know, if you feel sick, they prepare a tea of this. So we're gonna be taking some with us here. Up. Who has the magic bag? I'll be passing some of the leaves here so you can touch and taste and smell and see how you feel. You know, it's gonna rain. Are you okay with
For the ears also, right?
for the ears too? So you, like, just take advantage while we're here in the garden to see how they grow, how they look. Remember the name so that next time you see them, you know which one they are. Lemon balm. Have you heard of lemon balm? No, lemon balm is the best friend of women when they have their period, mostly, or any tense and anxious woman. And this one here is purslane. You know about purslane? Purslane is a food. It's like spinach. It's full of omega-3s, so you can use it in salads. You can cook it.
And it grows close to the sea, right? That's the
Exactly. It likes to be close to seaside. Exactly. So this one we're gonna take some, and I suggest you that you just try.
What is it, one of the woman that you said?
This one.
Lemon balm, which is behind us. The tall leaves, you see it here, and it has a tall and slim stalk. So this is how you recognize bamboo. Who knows which one this plant is here? Parsley. So parsley is amazing for digestion. So we're gonna use it because once you know what it does, probably would want to have it in your blend. So here's for parsley. They have this.
That's
No, ají gustoso. This is like little peppers that give a taste. Some of them can be spicy, but they're mostly just mild. So this one here, guys, it's naranja agria, bitter orange, okay? And the beautiful thing about bitter orange is the aroma, the essential oils that we find. I'll pass a leaf, crush the leaf. You want to crush the leaf, smell, taste. Bitter orange, a family of bitter oranges, bergamota. Bergamot. Bergamot has this amazing, lemony, refreshing taste. We find it too in the leaves, and when we're gonna go back, I'll show you what we can do with the leaves. We can also use the rind of the fruit and the fruit too. This one here, who knows? Dominican people know about this. Like a pea, like habichuelas, like beans that Dominican people use. But in this case, we can also use the leaves. Or guandules con coco. If you never ever tried it, you should. It's amazing. The taste is good and it's super nutritious. The whole plant is diuretic, and we use the infusion of the leaves and the flowers for hair growth. Yes, exactly. You can use it as a hair growth treatment. So what you do is that you make an infusion, you let it cool, and then you apply it on your hair after you wash your hair, and you leave it like a leave-in. You leave it in your hair, and it's really good for hair growth. That one, and also the hibiscus flower. And please someone remind me the hibiscus. What do we have? My best and favorite of the garden. I really want to introduce you to this plant. And it's this little friend here is by far the best mint you're gonna taste in your life unless you go to Morocco. And it's this one. They have a species they brought, I don't know from where. It's not your typical mint you're gonna find at Janet for sure. And I'm gonna pass some for you to just have a quick preview of what you might be able to blend in your tea later on. Exactly, people know about mint because of the mojito. This one is peppermint. So peppermint is a hybrid of different mints. You also have the regular mint. It's from Labios because the flower looks like an open mouth, like this. But in this case, I don't see any flowers.
That's red.
But no, it's not. The flower. It's not exactly. The flowers of the Labiaceae are normally white to purple-ish to lavender. So I know this one is gonna be a popular one. So I'm gonna take.
I think.
La hoja parece diferente.
No, you really see the flower looks like an open mouth, like this. That's why it's called Labiaceae. Meet this dear friend. It's called Passiflora edulis. The botanical name in English it's gonna be passion fruit. And aquí they call it chinola. So you probably know about the fruit. I don't know if there is any fruit here. No. You maybe know the flower. Who have seen the flower before? A beautiful, amazing flower. It's really a trippy flower. And we are gonna use the leaves. Did you know that it's a hypnotic plant? Which means if you drink it, you fall asleep right away. And it is used to reduce anxiety mostly. So we're gonna use those who came driving, it's not a good idea to drink this. No, if you have a ride, somebody's driving, it's fine. But if not, I would not recommend out of this one. I think this would be enough. And if there's more left, you can always take them home with you. And you just throw their seeds, right? You're just gonna throw the seeds. What are you eating? He's enjoying this. You're just gonna throw the seeds in a pot with dirt, and then you're gonna water it, and it's gonna grow. If you have a green thumb, it's supposed to grow. So it likes to grow over other plants, as you can see here. So make sure that you have somewhere the plant is going to be able to accommodate and grow over it. This is how. So here, this is moringa. So if you didn't eat well today, we're gonna do this, okay? The vital force, remember, is always in the young leaves. You know, wasabi has a component called isothiocyanate, which is this taste that comes right through your nose, right? So it's the same that we find in moringa, and the roots are even more strong with this taste. So we can use the roots into cooking to give flavor. But what we like about moringa is the benefits. It's a highly nutritious plant. There is so much minerals and vitamins into the leaves that it's amazing. If you see moringa growing and you pass by it, just take a little shot. And you've seen that I gave you the baby ones. This is what you want to take, the baby ones. So you can add it to your smoothies, you can add it to your salads, you can add it to your food when you cook, or you can make a tea out of it. Call it lechosa. Lechosa means leche that has milk. It's because of the latex of the lechosa. So if you look, there's a white latex that we can get from, espera, yo te voy a decir. There's a white latex, I don't want to touch it, that comes from the plant, and we use it on warts. So any latex that you see coming from plants, the sticky, slimy juice, you can use it on warts. We also consume the fruit. So again, that orangish color is a sign that it has beta carotene to help digest animal protein. So that's why you see it into supplements. You have the papain and the bromelian that comes from pineapple, and you can find it by just eating the seeds. You can dry them, crush them into powder, add them to your smoothies, or just eat them, or just blend them with the fruit when you're going to be using it. The leaves can also be used, and this is a cooling fruit too, and it's a soothing fruit, so it's good to soothe your digestive tract. So that's for papaya. We also have this plant here. Have you noticed this plant in the country? It grows everywhere in the country. This is the castor oil plant. In Spanish, it's called higuereta. And higuereta, we are going to use the seeds. So the acrobat move of the day, brought to you by Kingston, our friend, the gardener.
Hola, Kingston.
So these are the seeds, and we're just going to take them, and we're going to be able to have a closer look. And this oil is used, it has many uses in cosmetic, it has uses in internally to activate labor. So you want to make sure to take the dry ones. You don't want to take the green ones. You want to make sure they're dried, and then you open the pods, and you're gonna find some seeds in it. And those seeds, I will pass them. The seeds, when you crush them, there's an oil, a really thick oil, and I have this oil. I brought the oil with me, so we're gonna see this once we are inside. And let's keep on going. Five? Amazing, okay. So here, who knows what plant is this?
Banana.
Banana, exactly. The plantain. Look, this is the little baby. So this is how they grow. The tree grows, and then they have their little baby growing, and then this one dies, but they always have their baby around them, which is so cute to me. And we use the fruit, and we can also use the leaves. In India, they use the leaves to eat as plates, or you can use the leaves to put some marinated food in it, and you roll it, and you can also cook it, steam it. We're gonna know more about they call it also in Cuba, they call it Mar Pacifico. The name changes depending on where you are. But what's good about this one is the deep, beautiful red infusion that you get when you prepare it. So that it's nice to do it if you're gonna do it in a red transparent cup, and then you just want to serve it. You can serve it iced too. It's of the same family of the marshmallow. And the marshmallow, not talking about the marshmallow that you eat on the campfire. Do you know the marshmallow plant? So the marshmallow plant is it's part of the family of the malvacea. And what we do with this plant is that we're gonna pass them because it's good that you look, observe, pass them. It's the demulcent. Demulcent is a property that if you look at a moisturizing cream, do you see the cooling and soothing effect that it has on the skin? That's the property called demulcent. And this document has information that is for the use of herbalists. So I use terms like demulcent to keep on going. So yeah, this one. This is really a good one. I always like to think the passiflora, right? Passiflora aegilis is the passion fruit leaves. So look at it, be familiar with it. The shape of the leaves, you see, it's like a 3-finger hand. Taste it. This one is good. I always like to believe that if all of the motoconcho people and those guys who like to drive fast would drink a cup of chinola leaves before they sleep, and everybody does it, right? The next day, the road will be way more quiet and calmer. Because this is what it does. It really calms you down. It's a nervine. It eases inattention, anxiety, stress, insomnia, hysteria. It's really good to give it a try. If you're somebody who's nervous, agitated, it reduces hypertension. If you have any parents who are dealing with hypertension, just give them a cup. We can use, yes, here, for those who have kids, because I have a kid too, these books here are for herbal remedies for kids and children, and they have a lot of passiflora in their blend, their nervine blend. They mix it with lemon balm, which we're going to see next, and chamomile and catnip. So yes, you can use it on kids. Always remember, if you're going to be giving a plant medicine to your children, to give them a quarter of what you would be drinking normally. So you can always dilute it. We didn't have the time to check it. Kingston calls it yerba limon. They also call it toronjil, melissa, or lemon balm. It's one of my favorites. We're going to be passing it too. What's good about lemon balm is that it can be used for kids. It can be used also for pregnant women. Here you go, right here. Pregnant women. It's a digestive plant. Why is it a digestive plant? Because of the essential oils. So normally essential oils have many actions. They can either relax the muscles of the digestive system, so it's going to ease your digestion. Yes. Melissa, lemon balm. The same thing. Exactly. Yes. it's gonna calm your digestive system. But any plant, and you know, if you want to smell it better, crush them. You know, crush the leaves, taste the leaf. So essential oils. If a plant is aromatic and it has essential oils, remember, first it is antiseptic, which means antibacterial, which means you can use it either to clean a wound, just putting the infusion and clean the wound, or it can also kill the bacteria in your gut. You know, people, we're hearing about your flora, your bacterial flora, so you have the good bacteria, the bad bacteria. So if you consume plants that kill the bad bacteria, you're just gonna make sure to have a clean and healthy and happy microbiome. So is that the seeds here that we saw earlier. Let me see how I can do this. So the seeds, if you crush them, you can get an oil from them, and that oil is really thick. So I use it if you have lice. You just apply that oil all over your head, and that oil is going to cover the lice, right? And if you cover them, they cannot breathe. They don't have any oxygen. So when they don't have any oxygen, they die. So that's one of the tricks. I can't really open it, but what I'll do, well, just by poking it, you're gonna feel the oil. So just play with it, but I'm also going to pass the extracted oil here in a little cup, and you can touch and feel how thick it is. So it's a labor activator. A friend of mine, she was due her date, and she drank this, and it activated labor right away. So if it activates labor, this means that it's going to help the contraction of the uterus, which means you don't want to use it in the first trimester. So that's important to know. It's used also internally as a purgative and laxative. So people who are not able to go to the bathroom can use it and just flush and help your body to eliminate. Haitian people use it on wounds. So it's good to use it. You're gonna rub it on wounds, bruises, or any pain that you have in your body, and you're gonna feel the pain relief. It's anti-inflammatory and it's a pain relief, analgesic. So I passed a little cup with the oil. It's good for the hair. People who have, you know, the thick Haitian hair, you can use it and also feel the benefits on your hair. Tiva has been telling me that it's good also to grow your eyelashes. I haven't tried it yet, but I really want to try it. So let's see if that works.